In this video, we're going to talk about adding proper fractions. Now, adding and subtracting are very similar, but we're going to start with adding. Once you get adding really down well, you'll be able to take your proper fraction and figure out what you need to do, and then you can subtract. Okay? But let's just think about adding fractions, and all the fractions are going to be proper fraction. And remember, a proper fraction is where you have the smaller number on top, like 2/5. I have 2 parts of 5 which make up the whole. 2/5. It's proper. It's not a whole number. I only have a part of a number. Okay? Alright, so let's do 1/6 plus 1/4. Now, these are unlike fractions. Okay? I'm going to put the word unlike right here. If it was 1/6 plus 1/6, these right here are like. What makes them like is that their denominators, 6, are the same. They're like. And once you have something that's like, it's easy to add across because you take the like and it just scoots on over. Okay? And then you take the numerator and you add up your parts. So here's one part and another part, so I have 2 parts. I have 2/6. All right? So if I have 1/6 plus 1/6, now I have 2/6. Okay? When you're adding like fractions, the bottom number just goes right over. It's the same, and then you add up the top. Okay? But let's talk about unlike. This denominator and this denominator are not the same. So we have to get these to be the same. Once we get the denominators to be the same, we'll fix the tops, the numerators, and then we can just add across. This is the tricky part, okay? And what you want to find with these two numbers, you have 6 and 4. What you want to do is find something called the least common denominator. Least common denominator. Least meaning the smallest, common meaning they both have it, and denominator means the bottom number. Let me show you how to find the least common denominator. You can set up a little chart. Here's how I like to do it. So I have 6 and I have 4. Now, I'm just going to, and this can help you practice your multiplication facts. I'm just going to take them and add them across. So I have 6 here, then one more than 6, like 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 would be 12. Now if I add another 6, we're at 18. If I have another 6, I'm at 24. Okay, so if I have 6, 12, 18, 24, I could keep going on for a while, but I'm going to pause right there, and I'm going to try with my 4s. Okay, so now I have 4, and then I do another 4, 8. Like 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16, 4 times 5 is 20, okay? I'm going to pause right there. I got a little bit of a list of all my 6s and all my 4s. Now, I'm going to see which one is the least common number. Okay, so I have my, this is what I start with. 6, no 6 here. 12, I have an 8 here. Oh, but I have a 12 here. These are not common. These are not common. 12. Okay? If I would take this 4 out one more time, it'd be 24. And you can see that this 24 and this 24 are the same. Okay, so they each have a 12. They each have a 24. I want to go with the least one, the smallest one, and it would be the 12. So once I've got this number, then you can do this, okay? The 12 is going to be my denominator for both of them. But the way I get the top number to be of the same value, I need to make it equivalent. And the way you make it equivalent is you do the same to the bottom as to the top. So what did I do from 6 to get it to 12? Well, I did it 2 times. So 6 times 2 gets me to 12. Now, so I have to do that times 2. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 twelfths is equivalent to 1/6. Equivalent fraction, same value. We're good. Now, I gotta go over here. 4, what did I do to the 4 to get to 12? Let's see, 4 times 2 would be 8. 4 times 3. 4 times 3 gets me 12. So I go times 3. 4 times 3 is 12. Because I did it to the bottom, I have to do it to the top. 1 times 3 is 3. So now I have 2 twelfths and 3 twelfths. This number is equivalent to this number. This number is equivalent to this number. These are unlike fractions. These like fractions. And when they're like fractions, me like. You like it when it's the like fractions because you can easily add them across. Okay? So now, looking through all these arrows and things, I have 2 twelfths plus 3 twelfths. Now because it's like, I know the denominator just goes over. And then all I got to do is add the top numbers. And I know you can add. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 twelfths. And that's all you got to do. So 1/6 plus 1/4 equals 5 twelfths. Now there might be a time where you look at this number and it might say, can you give it to me in simplest form? So then you have to try and find a simpler form. And the way you do that is you see, can I divide the top and the bottom by the same number and still get equal? Okay? 5, you can only divide by 5 or 1. So if I can divide this by 5, it would be a 1. But 12, I can't divide by 5. Not going to work. This is my simplest form, and it is solving this addition problem. 1/6 plus 1/4 equal 5 twelfths. Okay, let's do one more, and then that should be good. I'm going to keep my lowest common denominator chart there because I'm going to do some unlike fractions again, and I think I'll need it. Okay? And this one, let's do 1/5 plus, there we go, 1/5 plus 2/3. Proper fraction, proper fraction. Okay? 5, 3, unlike. Me don't like. I need to make them so I do like them. All right? So, unlike, how do I get it to like? I find the least common denominator. 5, 3, set up my chart. Then I go times 1, times 2, times 3, times 4. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25. I'm going to quit there. I might need to go higher. I don't know. I'm just going to pause there. And then I'll do my 3's for a while, and we'll see if we can get a number. If I can do this and get one of these numbers, then I can stop right there, and I'm good to go. 3 times 1 is 3. Nope. 3 times 2 is 6. Nope. 3 times 3 is 9. Still no 9. 3 times 4 is 12. No 12. 3 times 5 is 15. Whoop. I can stop right there. Doesn't matter how high I go. I know I'm going to have the least common, the lowest common is 15. So once I got that now, I can relax a little bit because all I do is I put my 15 here 15 here. I'm getting close to where I like this, where they are like fractions. That's when I like it. Unlike, not liking it right yet. So 5 times what gets me to 15? 5 times 3. 1 times 3, because if I did it to the bottom, I got to do it to the top. It's 3. 3/15 is the same as 1/5. Good. I'm getting close. 3 times what gets me to 15? I did it times 5. And if I do the bottom times 5, I got to do the top times 5. So 2 times 5 is 10. And now I have 3/15 plus 10/15. It's a like fraction, which I like. And now I can do it. The denominator goes over, 15, and then 3 plus 10 is 13. 13/15. So 1/5 plus 2/3 is 13/15. And the way I did that was I found the least common denominator, put it down here, did the same to the top and the bottom, so I get an equivalent fraction. These are equivalent. And once they're equivalent and they're like, you add them together and you get that. Okay? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right. So that is adding proper unlike fractions together. And least common denominator is the key. Once you can find that, you can put it all together and get the correct answer every time. All right, my next video that I'll do will talk about subtracting, which is very similar to adding. You're gonna need to find the least common denominator, but instead of adding them, you're subtracting them. So we'll talk about that in our next video.